Questions for Isaiah? I think if the Montana game in the first half against Texas Southern, you were like 3 of 20, really obviously uncharacteristic shooting. Then you got super hot. What happened when you were struggling there briefly for, I guess, a game and a half, and then what got you going in the second half?
I mean, as a shooter, I mean, you're gonna go through those rough nights. It's how you bounce back, how you prepare for the next game. So I had a rough game against Montana, a rough first half, but the coaching staff, the players, they all had confidence in me. They tell me to keep shooting it, and as a shooter, I have to have the confidence in myself to believe that the next one's going in, and that's what happened. So in the second half of the last game, it got hot.
How good did that feel?
Oh, it felt good to see him go in, because you never wanna go 3 for 20. So just to get hot, know that I still got it. It felt good. Know that my teammates had my back and the coaches. It felt really good.
Have you managed not to let your offense affect your defense when you have been in a shooting slump?
Well, just like I said, I mean, you're going to go through those shooting slumps, but one thing you can do is stay consistent on defense. That's one thing that can't come and go. You can't turn the switch on and off. You have to be able to play both ends of the court, and I feel like the defensive end is the one end that stays steady. I mean, just because I'm having a bad offensive game doesn't mean my defense has to flare too.
Also, South Dakota obviously shoots a lot of threes. I know you all's three-point defense has been good, but is this the best three-point shooting team you've seen on film?
It is the best three-point shooting team we've seen on film. We know what we have to do coming into the game. They want to get up the shots because that's what they do best. And so once we shut that down, it's going to be in our favor and help us get the win.
Desi's 0 for 16 from three-point this year. Obviously, he's a good shooter as he showed last season. Where's his confidence at right now?
He still has confidence in himself. That's why he's still shooting them. Once they go in, I mean, once he sees one go in, it's going to be a new ball game because they're probably going to start falling after that point. But his confidence, it hasn't gone down or anything. He stays strong because we know we have his back. The coaching staff has his back, and the fans have his back. So he's going to keep getting up his shots. He's going to keep putting in the work, preparing for the next game. Hopefully he can get some to fall.
How was it to get Reggie Chaney back last game, and what does he bring to the offense for you guys?
I mean, it was great getting him back. He brought a lot of energy back to the game. I think he had 6 points, but that wasn't even the big part of his game. He was just active. He was going after loose balls, going after rebounds, getting his hands on the ball a lot, tipping it to us. And his presence, just having another body, another big, because we are a small team, it just helps a lot. Helps with energy.
I think you led team steals last year. I know you had a bunch, but it seems like you're getting even more this year. Is there something different about why you're getting more steals, or is that just your second year playing college ball? What do you think's going on there?
I mean, I always felt that at my size, I'm gonna have to play the best defense I can, and that just involves being active, using my length to my advantage, tipping balls, get my hands on them. I mean, even last year, I predicated some of my game on defense because I'm not just a shooter.
Some of the other players have talked about real detailed scouting reports you guys do now with Coach Musselman. I remember watching a video when he was meeting with you guys after he got the job. He said you're going to have NBA-style scouting reports. Well, what has the scouting reports been, and what have you thought about how detailed they are and how much they help you guys?
Oh yeah, they're very detailed. I mean, we know the guys forwards and backwards before they come in here, and that helps with our defense and our offense. And I feel like that's why we've been able to hold teams to low scoring games, because we know everything they're gonna do before they do it. And so Coach Muss has just and the coaching staff, they've done a really good job of with the scouting reports, making sure that we know what they do best.
How tough is it maybe for young guys to digest all that information? And have there been any things that really wow, I can't believe they know that this guy goes to his left 32% of the time in the second half when the score's within 3 or whatever? I mean, are there any real bizarre stats, that they give you?
They do come out with some really bizarre stuff, but I mean, I'm not surprised because Coach Muss, he's been a very, very detailed person since the day that he's got up here. So going into scouting reports, I kind of expected them to be like that, just to point out little things you wouldn't even think to notice. But once again, those are just the little things that are going to help us win games in the long run.
Is there something in particular that's really wow, I can't believe they came up with that stat or something like that?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I mean, it's definitely out there.
What are some other things, since Desi's shot's not falling, what are some other things he's been doing well?
Oh, he's been attacking the basket very well. opening up plays for other players. He's been playing great defense. I mean, the shot is just one side of the ball game. It's gonna fall eventually, but he's a hard worker. He's gonna hustle after every loose ball. He had a game where he had like 6 rebounds. I mean, he can do it all.
You mentioned that South Dakota is really good at shooting the three. What have you seen from their defense in terms of defending the three?
They're a solid defensive team. They don't do any like gambling or anything. Their pressures wasn't too great, but they stayed composed. They're gonna hold their ground. They're gonna go after the rebounds after missed shots. So nothing we haven't seen before.
I think you guys were I thought it was 0-14. Maybe they didn't count that heave you had at the end of the half the other night. Okay, so you guys were 0-13 on threes. You would have kind of got in now. You guys were 0-13 on threes in the first half. You obviously have that 1,000-something game streak going, and then I think you hit a three like 15 seconds into the half. How good was it to finally knock down that first three for the team, and then just that probably gave you a good vibe, I would think, like, hey, this is going to be a different half,
Yeah, I mean, it was good to see that first one go in, because after the first one goes in, it feels like the goal just gets bigger after that point, and that's what happened. Just nobody wants to go through those cold droughts, so I mean, the first one going in just gave the whole team a confidence boost.
I guess you don't count the heat here, actually. Three of 19, not 3 of 20.
Yeah, I didn't need to fix that.
I know you don't want to downplay any opponents that you played this season, but do you feel like South Dakota might be your toughest test yet?
They're definitely one of the best that we've played so far. They're well coached. They run their sets. They're gonna do all the little things right, and I feel like in doing so, they will be one of the toughest we've played so far.
Yeah, I think they start 4 seniors and a junior, and they have maybe another senior or junior in their rotation. How tough is that? Because a lot of these mid majors, when they're older like that, they're real tough teams to beat.
Older players, they hold a lot of experience under their belt, and so they come into the game with a lot of confidence. They know exactly what they want to do. But we also have veterans on our team too, so that's going to play into our favor. Everybody's on our team has at least a year under their belt in college, and I feel like that shouldn't affect us none, the fact that they have a lot of juniors and seniors.
Fans seem to really like it when a coach gets a technical foul, kind of shows that they're into the game. I mean, is that something the team picks up on when Coach Musselman got his first?
He's just one of those guys. He has a lot of energy. I feel like he has the most energy on the bench at all times. And the fans like that because he just shows that he is really into the game. I mean, even when we're doing really good, he's over there waving his hands up, trying to get the crowd involved, trying to get the crowd hype, and they like that because they're going to feed off the energy. All right, thank you.